Morning everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. We're going to use the Modern Witch Tarot for this reading today. I'm probably going to have to change decks soon. I won't be online Friday this week. I'm off to see my kids, so I won't be doing readings on Friday. What else? Let's start at the beginning. Firstly, thank you. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for those of you who've taken up memberships with me. I'm really excited to be on that journey with you. I keep thinking of things I could do, so be prepared for the unexpected. And I also found 2 boxes of t-shirts that I had there. So I'm thinking I will give them out at points along the way, and I might even give out tarot decks. So that's for all memberships. But for the deluxe ones, you of course get the videos on the teaching my tarot teachings. I had really good responses when I was doing it as a class. As I said yesterday, the timing is probably the hardest thing with that. I can do 1-on-1 or 2-on-1, but if I try and get a group of people together, it's very difficult because everybody lives all over the place. So if you're interested in a membership with me, there are 3 levels of basic, middle and top level. Of course, there will be times, so that if you're in the top level, the deluxe, you get all the benefits of the other 2. But if you're in the basic membership, you will still get the opportunities along the way to get a reward, a pickup, a reading. I will still consider those at all 3 levels. Okay, so that's that side of things. Watch out for scammers. They're all over my page at the moment. I say that every day because people still get caught. Please, if you are unsure, email me at theaussiegoddess@gmail.com just to check that it isn't me, but I will never solicit you for readings. You come to me. Thank you to all of those who have come to me this week. It's been a little bit busier this week, which is always nice, and I love to do the readings, so thank you to you too. I think that's everything. I feel like I've missed something, but I'm sure I will pick up during the reading. All right. What is going on for our collective audience today? Okay, so we have the 5 of Swords coming through. This energy's sort of been around a little bit lately, and I think I talked about this yesterday with personal boundaries. When you hit the spiritual journey and you start to really evolve, you start to understand yourself and you start setting strong boundaries for people, what starts to happen is people fall off your radar. They don't want to know anymore, especially if they've been able to, you know, abuse you, use you for whatever reason. I just remember, you know, one person that I said to them about ringing me before they came over. I have some very funny, I guess, ways of things. Even my kids ring ahead, you know, and let me know they're dropping in. It isn't a matter of control. It isn't a matter of anything else other than checking to make sure I'm home and that I've got nothing else on. I mean, I've had people turn up on me when I was about to go out somewhere, and that's really uncomfortable when you have to say, I'm sorry, I've got an appointment. So I've always asked people to just ring ahead, and I have very close friends who I respect by doing exactly the same for them. But I did have a family once who refused to do that, and they were turning up at all times, and in the end I had to say, I'm really sorry, it's just not a good time for me. And they got so angry with me. What was wrong with me? Did I have issues and problems? I was family. I should just accept that. I should accept that abuse. Anyway, I didn't say anything, but those particular people then, I guess, pushed more and more and more. So I just avoided them. If you can't respect the things that I need to have, I'm not asking for a big thing, then why should I respect your needs as well? So it sort of became a real problem because I started avoiding that particular family. I didn't want to deal with it because of the fact they'd start stripping me down of, you know, the things I'd said or whatever else, just to be vindictive. If you're dealing with people like that, it's time to walk away when the 5 of Swords comes. It may not mean you want to. Could be a family member, could be somebody you've had a very good relationship with, but perhaps haven't realized how they've been using you or abusing you along the way. So when the 5 of Swords comes around, for me, it's that turning on your heels and sort of walking in the opposite direction. It's not really that you want to. We've got the High Priestess here, so I feel like somehow or another, whoever this person or persons are, there's a real feeling here that you are walking away because of your gut feeling. There seems to be some sort of decision being made here. Could be about a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And I feel like now you have the strength here to walk away from something. All right, so I may be talking because there's a King of Wands here. It could be Leo, Sag, Aries. This could be somebody you work with, could be a manager, could be somebody that you've always respected. But I feel like here with this Nine of Wands and Three of Cups, that perhaps you've been around the block a few times. Are you dealing with somebody who's in another relationship? Are you dealing with somebody who's married? Because that would sort of make me think that perhaps you've been waiting for some sort of action on their part to come to you. So if you've been dealing with somebody who's in another relationship, it may be that they keep telling you that they're going to leave, they're going to change, they're going to review, whatever, but nothing seems to happen. And that Nine of Wands tells me that you're going around in cycles with this over and over again. Perhaps you trust that, perhaps you think they're going to do things, but they don't. And there's a real need for you to start setting strong boundaries when that Five of Swords is there. So sometimes when we overlove, which most people, many people seem to do, overcommit, over responsibility, those sort of energies, you know, you may put up with something for a lot longer than other people would. We've all been guilty of that. So if you've got a high perfectionism mode, or you are a person who has high expectations of yourself, you will keep trying something because you do not want to fail. So you keep trying, making sure that you've done everything before you walk away. And sometimes you can be really severely sort of treated badly before you make that decision to turn your back on something. Because we want to fix. I'm not in that energy anymore, but I think as an empath, the energy is wanting to fix, wanting to mend, wanting to put it right, wanting to make the world a better place, all those things. And it's not helpful when you keep doing them. Why? Because you're doing them at your own expense, and it can become exhausting, it can become draining, and it's not healthy. So if you do not respect yourself as much as another person, then you've got a codependency issue and you need to go to the drawing board and do some self-work. Which reminds me, I did talk about a book the other day that I'm really enjoying. I don't read so much anymore. Well, I have been for uni, but for my personal readings, I listen to books. I just find it. It's called How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole LePera. What I love is how the doctors and the more logical people are getting on board with that spirituality. So they're really understanding things like meditation really works, mindfulness really works, it changes brain chemistry. So if you want to read a good book, have a look her up. And she does, it's amazing because some of us are never taught this stuff. We just instinctively know it. And when somebody else comes out and starts talking the way that you understand, very easy to listen to them. So I'm feeling here, this is a time for you to make decisions around who do you want to carry and who do you want to walk with. And I like that. All right, so we have the Page of Cups coming through with the Four of Wands. Someone's promising you commitment here, King of Pentacles. They want commitment with you, absolutely. The Temperance card is here, though. So somebody's offering you something, but to me, this feels like it's not enough. It's not enough. They're a king. They see themselves as a provider. They see themselves as somebody who can provide for you, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo in particular. But there seems to be, in this particular scenario, a really difficult managing of equality, I want to say. So they want to have something with you. They definitely see marriage, commitment. This is, for me, the card of the partner. But both of you are struggling with the balance here. And I feel like it's a bit one-sided, I have to say. Let's keep going. We do have the Fool card here, so I wonder how many people... oh, that's interesting. The Devil came out in reverse. I always honor the reversals. Five of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like something is nearly coming to a completion though. So with that Devil in reverse, maybe you're starting to understand or get the grip on what you're putting in as opposed to your person, because you've got the Five of Pentacles. So you're feeling very ripped off here. We want to see 6. We want to see equal give and take. We want to see both parties doing what they need to be doing. But you've got someone here who is breadcrumbing you. They're giving you a little bit. They're keeping you hooked. They may be somebody who's quite, they're coming up as a king, so there might be somebody who's quite charismatic, may have a sort of sense of being in charge. Maybe you feel that you can't sort of tackle this person and challenge them, but there's an inequality here. And with this Devil card coming up in the middle, I feel like you may be on the verge of discovering that you're dealing with somebody who's perhaps a little toxic, even on the spectrum of narcissistic behavior. The codependency comes in here. So let me just pull a few more cards. Yeah, look, we've got somebody who's not being up and up, out and out. There's a finish though. Okay, like that. Look at that completion. I can feel the completion. I want to put some more cards on it. So let me just talk through what I have. So I feel like here, and it may not be just one person. It could be a family. It could be a husband, could be a partner. Strong Capricorn energy here if you're dealing with a Capricorn. This person is not being truthful with you. Now, I know that sometimes we say, well, they're not lying to you, but my idea is if people aren't telling you stuff, they're lying by omission. So I feel like perhaps somebody's presenting something to you that isn't quite right. That means they're talking the talk, and I feel like I've already broached this subject this week. See how the energies go round, because there's lessons for people to learn. It's really easy to do it all in one reading because the energies seem to be there. Now, there may be some of you are going through some sort of awakening. I feel this strongly. You may be experiencing some feelings of anxiety or panic. You may be sort of going through, you know, an unraveling of your own situation and understanding more about who you are. And sometimes we can go through some very strong changes. Some people can get some, you know, flu symptoms. Other people get that anxiety and stress energy. But it's time. It means it's time for you to cast off what you're not working with, or what's not working well for you. To me, that Devil in reverse makes me feel like you've come up with some ideas about yourself or some understandings of who you are that you now need to sort of work with. And I feel like because of that, there's a huge ending here. There's a completion of a cycle. So I always say that the tarot goes in a cycle. Everything goes in cycles in the tarot, and the tarot will work you through that. So when the World card comes up, it says something needs to be completed here. But being the Ten of Swords, it is really that completion of something that's negative. This, you know, you look at the picture and you think this person's been backstabbed. There is a real need here for, it's almost like this energy is dragging you right down to the ground here. I think it's really interesting that she has a mobile phone in her hand, maybe taking a picture of herself. Look what you've done to me. They won't care. They won't care. They won't care if they've drained you to the last drop. They don't have any conscience about that, or you are there for their well-being. So what I see here is the closing out of something that is perhaps has been very toxic. But for me, because this card's come out in reverse, there is a real strong feeling here that you've seen through it. Let's have a look. So you're walking away from something here. I do see that you are trusting your intuition. You're making some sort of decision to focus on yourself. I do think with the Strength card, you're probably doing a little bit of work and understanding this sort of energy. So if somebody's putting you through some sort of repeat cycle, then it's very possible here that you are pulling away and saying, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm tired. I'm exhausted mentally. I feel drained. I can't remember the last time I felt happy. And if you're feeling that way, it's time to really focus on yourself. You're focusing too much on other people. All right, let's just pull out a couple more cards here. I just wanted to clarify. So I have the Seven of Swords coming out again with the Ten of Swords. Yet you're putting treachery behind you. And the Hermit card tells me you're pulling away, and you've got the Fool card here. So you've got the Seven of Swords with the Ten of Swords, the Hermit, and then the beautiful Fool card. So you are definitely making a decision to pull away from something because you have realized here that you value yourself as much as other people. That doesn't mean you've got to think you're better than anybody else. It just means, why am I worrying about the care of you? Why am I worrying about, making sure you're okay when I'm not? Okay, let's pour you an oracle card. Oh, the Metal King, discipline, armor, and boundaries. Do you not? It just amazes me every time this does. Like, it's 7 and 3, or 37 is 10, which means there's a cycle completing here in this card as well. So everything is really putting itself together. Spirit is amazing like that. All right, that is the Metal King. The Metal King is strong and arrives to lend you his impenetrable shield of protection. No matter who sends you criticism or jealousy, you will not be hurt. This ally also prompts you to think about setting healthy boundaries. When you do, no matter how uncomfortable that task may be, everyone will benefit. He asks you to make sure you know where you end and another begins. That's what I say all the time. Others' emotions are not yours. If you can't find that boundary, then people can manipulate you so easily. You become very vulnerable to somebody's manipulation. Another of the Metal King's messages is to remind you how important it is to have a healthy sense of self-esteem. It's a good time to shine and be proud of what you've accomplished. So if I've just pulled that card and that reading's resonating with you, I think you've already found a door. You've already found sort of like an exit here. So good luck with that. Thank you.